where is it? Today is Thursday, right? Okay, the news has already happened. That was for GBP. Yes, there was GBP news today, 8 o'clock already happened. So the rest of the day, there's nothing to worry about, even till tomorrow. So we are free from fundamentals. So I'm hearing that Trump is trying to call off the US government shutdown. So maybe that one may also have an effect on what is happening, today. I don't know if you have heard the news. The US government shutdown, it seems Trump is trying to go back on it to, come back to work and everything. So I think that's also a factor to what's happening today. All right, so this is Euro USD. This is the way I entered it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is the way my own happened. It was around 2:30 when I woke up. I saw the entry before I slept. Around I was awake till what, but I saw this entry. So when I woke up, I saw that price was just around that place, around somewhere here. So I entered the trade around 2:30. The trade came in profits, came back. Then around morning when I woke up again around 6, it was still around drawdown. Then, of course, because we are right about the direction, it's just a matter of time. When you're right about direction, it's just a matter of time before the momentum will kick in. That's just the simple way to do it. And then gold too. The gold buys are flying up, flying up, flying up, flying up. We're looking at buying it till at least 4,240. That's around this line. So gold is still looking very good. So let's see. If you have made some money, of course, you know what to do. Don't give back to the market too. But let's keep riding. Let's see how it goes. So, in case you want to know what my reason was for this trade, I'll be happy to share. Now, if you remember, I've been trying to sell EU from this place. If I've talked about it a couple of times that EU should drop from here, and then it tried to drop from there, but it did not do what it's supposed to do. If you go to the H4 time frame, you see that the way it entered that zone, it entered like this. And then, so this was an expansion that you had to come back to interact with, to buy. So if he wanted to sell, it should have done something like this. It should have traded into this zone and then fall, right? Not the way the thing happened here. So the first move, please pay attention. The first move that happened on the pair, on this EU, when it came inside this, this was my sell. This line here was my sell area. But when it entered inside this place, I saw the way price reacted here. I said, okay, let me wait to see what price will do. Price came here and did fully bullish engulfing candle. Can you see these two candles? You see that this one fully engulfed this one. So that was like a confirmation that whatever sell was trying to happen there is not going to hold. That the buyers are still in control. The market is still very much bullish. Are we together? So when I saw this, I knew that there's no way for the sell. So I now entered 2 hours time frame, and that's how I saw this other block. Everything was there, fair value gap. Fair value gap. There was some little liquidity that was lying down here. So I knew that we are going to buy. You see? So that was
pull himself now. The Chris, you want to follow down?
Okay. All right. So so there was liquidity here. There was another block. There was fair value gap. So there was, of course, that the buyers are still in control on that note. So the engulfing candle was the confirmation for the trade. So that is why that's how we're able to catch this trade, and of course to drop a signals for each and every one of us to also join in. Okay. So for now, we are still bullish. We are still bullish on this guy until we get a reason to sell. But for now, there is no reason to sell. You can see the way yesterday closed bullish, the day before yesterday closed bullish, and today has come to also be very bullish. So that's how EU came about. That's how EU came about. Okay. So congrats to the people that hopped on the trade, and people that are still on the trade. So congrats to you all. We want to see what we can do drop signals for everybody between today and 15th. We'll see how we fit arrange some Christmas funds. Okay. So there were some people, that were still on this trade. Let me see what's that. Let me see because my own hits SL. This trade, I think I updated the groups yesterday. My own hits SL, but there's some people that reached out and said that they are still on the trade. I said, wow, that's nice. Christmas chicken, Abby. Okay, some people said that they were still on the trade, and that's nice. So they increased their stop loss a little bit. So what happened is this trade from here was very fine. We swept the liquidity that was lying down here, right? Then we did what? Then we went on to break structure here, right? And then what now happened? Price came back to do another liquidity build-up was here. Another liquidity build-up there. So we're very much interested now in buying from here. So you see, we are very transparent here. So I took a loss on this trade. I'm not afraid to tell you because that's what the game is all about, right? So this was how my trade was. I just put my SL just below this order block for 40 pips, and then it just came, tapped it, and then it went back up. So what I realized on this trade is that price is trying to use this low here. It's the new liquidity. So what he did here is he did something like this, right? And then he came, swept it, and then he's doing something like this again. So this guy now took structure. So this low becomes a very key low. So what price basically did there is coming back to sweep this low, and then it's and then buy. Please mute your mics. Mute your mics. Oh, okay.
Sito, please, can you mute everybody, please?
Yes, I have.
From your end. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Where were we? Yes. So we basically the liquidity here was actually here. So what I came to see that maybe this low was supposed to be the liquidity instead of the one that was here. And of course, it happens like that sometimes. That's the reason why the trade, hits the loss. So what I'm saying is that for people that are still on the trade, your SL should room to run. So if this trade should for some reason come back, that means that the idea is totally invalidated. Are we together? So this is the way we're looking at the trade to run. So it's still in very good profit. So if you are still on the trade, make sure you send your tithe. Make sure you send your tithe. I'll collect 5%. Well, I go to collect 10. So that is the way it is. So let's see how it goes. I hope it can still give some good push. If it does a good push, let me see. Okay, there is no sweep. Let me see 4 hours. Okay, if it does a good push to take this high with the body, then we can. Let me see 1 hour now. It's messy. Let me see 2. Let me see 30 minutes. I'm looking for fair value that, but it's not there. But let's see what it does when it takes this high properly. Let me go to the line chart so that you see clearly. If we can clear this guy very well, then hopefully we can see something here that we can use to join in the buy again. Okay. So the idea is still very much valid. So let's see how that one plays out. Okay, Mr. Jerry, are you going to take gold?
There is nothing to talk about on gold. We are on a free ride.
Yes, sir.
We are going back to gold is going back to test the high of a month ago. So 4,400. Yes, exactly that zone. So we are just on the free ride. With some small pullback, we can join again for those of us who have taken profit. So once we notice that there's volume and high buying pressure, we can rejoin again. But for now, enjoy the pips for this morning. We have covered over 220 pips already on that trade. Thank you.
All right. And we are still cooking. I'm still going to the upside.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. So well, just stay tuned. It will keep dropping like this. When it drops, you just please we cannot emphasize it enough. Please don't be too excited to risk your entire house rent money on top these trades, please, so that you will not be homeless. So what will happen is when you take a trade, just ensure that the trade is well within your risk appetite and your risk threshold so that anything can happen. It can still go up like this and still be a retracement and still take us out before going up. That's why we are very, very transparent that we need you to still be very well within your risk. So, and then you can trade. Okay. So this was a very nice ride. So when we get another one, we are going to call, and then we hope you can join in this time around so that everybody can have a share. Mr. Kenneth was talking about he had to fund very quickly yesterday, a bit today, so that he can also join in on these buys and on these trades that we are calling. So you can follow suit and don't miss out on the trend. Okay. So it's as if midnight, a lot of things were happening in the midnight. This was a trade that I talked about yesterday. This trade happened around 11. And that time, I think, yes, see it here. Look at it. Just look down. Just trace the time down. You see Wednesday 12, November 25, 11 p.m. At 11 p.m., momentum shot. Let me see. Was there AUD news? I think it was AUD something. Today is Thursday, right? Yes. Okay, but it was for 1:30 a.m. So I don't know where the I don't know where the push came from at 11 o'clock. I just saw a very massive candle, pushing, and then this is how the trade played out. So what happened? How did we come to this trade? It's always very important to know the sequence so that, like I said, even if we are not in live session, you can always pick it together, or sorry, on your own. So after sweeping here with the body, that is a sign for continuation. So we go to the time frame lower to spot what? To spot what's it called? To spot a new break of structure or expansion, whatever you like to call it. That's what happened there. And now that one did not get mitigated. But what was mitigated, or what happened, is that we now had a candle low sweep here. You see, we are trying to buy, right? We are trying to buy, and then we are now having what? We are now having a candle low sweep. Can you see what that? So I don't just come to the market to look for candle high sweeps or candle. What we do is that we want to see, is the direction bullish? The direction is bullish, and then we now see that a candle low on the daily or the weekly has been swept. Then we can now go to target the high. We can now trade it. I now saw that. Please, I hope I'm audible because I'm getting that my connection is unstable. Am I audible? Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right. This candle low here, Abi.
For a
So
big
we now
crack.
go to the H4. H4 give. Is it cracking? Is somebody talking? Okay. So we went to the H4 now. So you see the way H4 aligned. You see, H4 did the sweep and the break of structure on the line chart. So this was a very good spot. And then of course 1 hour, and 2, I think 2 hours gave the fair value gap. The fair value gap is like the imbalance. Somebody's asking that question on the chat box. That is Matthias. So if we say fair value gap is imbalance, like what we had here, see the way this place was so strong that price left some space. That's why it's called the gap. There's a space in between this candle wick and this one. So what happened is that price came back to this place, and then it just ran all the way till the previous day high. So that high that we're targeting before is where price has gone to go and deposit. That's why we call it draw on liquidity. So you see the same thing over and over and over again. So please, if you have a strategy, even if it's not this one that we do here, probably you have something that works for you or that's okay for you over time, just stick to it. You may not get a trade every day. You may not see something every day, or maybe in a week you can see 1 or 2 trades. Well, the next week you can see more. See, how many trades have we called this week so far? Now compare it to, let me say, 2 weeks ago, or is it last week or 2 weeks ago, where we were, still maybe about 1 or 2 trades in. Can you see what I'm trying to say? So that's the way it is all. It's just all about the cycles in the market. Today, you can get something, a lot of opportunities. Tomorrow, you'll be on the wait so that your strategy can align. So I wanted to just stop by to give us this the update on this guy, that this guy successfully ran to TP at midnight. Okay, so that is also a lot of things happening at the midnight. Okay. And then I want to update BTC2 that we're able to avoid a loss on BTC2. You see what we talked about? We talked about this place. We said we're in a demand zone that we want to buy from this demand, this shaded area that I have here. What did price do? Price actually gave an expansion. Yes, there was an expansion here that was supposed to come and buy from here and go up. But what happened? In being very, very objective, I spotted that something is actually happening. The way price fell into this demand zone is not a kind of situation where you want to buy yet, right? See the way price fell. This was the last break of structure. Price fell into this place with a very solid bearish candle. Okay, and now when the expansion happened here, the expansion ran into what? Ran into this key level. Why is it called a key level? Because price has interacted with here the first time, the second time, the third time. So this guy was like a support zone that finally got what? That finally got disrespected. So when this happens, price likes to do what? Price likes to come back here to trade. For people that have been trading, we know what we call the break and retest strategy. When price breaks a key area and then goes back to retest that area before dropping. So what simply happened here was the break and retest. So this buy here was not yet ready, because if we took this buy, probably our SL would have been below here or something and would have been taken out. So avoiding a bad trade is also trading. Trading does not mean that numbers are flying or you are having your trades running. Being able to spot and invalidate a setup and actually preserve your capital is still trading. Okay, so what happened here is that after this place was taken, we now had a fully bearish engulfing candle formation. And I showed this guy yesterday, and I said that price may come to this place to fall from. Yes, my entry model did not present itself, but you can see that price came to this place and it fell from there. Can you see what I'm trying to show you? So we're able to prevent ourselves from the loss, because if we took a buy, this is how the buy would have been, if I'm not mistaken. The buy would have been somewhere, I remember around here. We put our SL here, and you see, would have lost money. Can you see that? But because we saw the way price, came into this demand zone, we know that even if this buy is going to hold, it will not hold immediately. Okay, price still has some liquidity to take and some break of structure. So if we clear this high now, that's when I'll know that this buy is officially ready to play. Are we together? If we take this high, because currently I'm still not going to buy or sell yet, because after we took this place that I just showed us yesterday, can you see that price has gone ahead to do another fully bearish engulfing candle formation? Can you not see it? So if there's anything, it means this whole zone, let me see, there's supposed to be something like an order block. So you see, this whole zone can even sponsor another sell to the downside. Can you see what I'm trying to show you? So the same thing that happened here that made us spot this sell is happening here again. Okay, the same thing that happened here is happening here again. So you'll be very cautious about your buys. And also, because you're in a demand zone, you should be very, very cautious about yourself. So what is happening here is some kind of range. It's like a range, because the sellers are here and the buyers are also here. So what will happen is that market will go into a tug of war, trying to determine where it wants to go to. I think we have said this, before on these sessions. When we have a buy situation, and then the way the sellers enter that place shows that the sellers are still very, very powerful in that area, there's going to be a tug of war trying to determine who is going to win and where we are going to trade to. So this supply zone, this small supply or order block is still very, very valid. Anything can happen from here. But what I'm going to advise you is that you should be very careful, because we are having these sales. You should also respect the fact that we are in a demand zone. Anything can happen. So what I do when I'm in these situations is I wait. Okay, I wait. I just wait unless there is a reason to actually go ahead. Then I will now play along. Is that okay? So at this point, I'm just going to wait so that I get a clear direction of what I want to do, and then I can join. Okay. Is there any other thing I wanted to show us? Done ADC. Okay, ADCHF is approaching. Is approaching this our cell. You see, we had a QMR setup. What's a QMR setup? When you have a sweep, of structure, you have a break, and then you have what? And then you have liquidity, something like this. Okay, so this is the sweep, this is the break, this is the liquidity. So price likes to do or come back for the liquidity, tap into maybe another block that was lying down there and sell. So that is exactly what happened here. If you can see, we had the sweep here, we had the break, and then liquidity. So price came all the way, tapped it, and did what? And sold. Okay, so now we're trying to spot what's it called? Continuations. So what happened, I noticed that we had what? We had this candle formation again. That's our engulfing, our bearish engulfing formation. So that gave birth to this expansion on the 4 hours time frame. And then you can see that there is a gap. There is a fair value gap at this point. So we're very much interested in selling from there. Sorry. What's going on? So I'm very much interested in selling from here. So a trade was called here, I think yesterday. So let's just see. It still has tendencies of selling from this zone. So we're just going to be on the lookout. So is a 20 pips SL from this guy. 20 pips SL. SL is going to be above the high, and then we target this low. So let's see how this one goes. Let's see how this one goes. We are going to be joining in. Just go to your chart and key it in. Okay, just put your trade at this area and then put your SL here. Let's see how that one plays out. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, all the JPY pairs are buying. So what I want is for them to retrace to the most recent expansion. Like you can see here, this is the most recent expansion. Right, this is the most recent expansion. So if price can trade back into this area, then we're going to look to buy. Okay, so patience is the name of the game at this point. That's what we are currently doing. We're just waiting. Euro NZD, the same thing. So we took a major zone with body, right? What do I say? When we take a major area with body, a major high or a major low with body, that is a sign for continuation. So if you go to the line chart, you will see that this is the last break of structure that happened before this body was taken. So that means whatever break of structure happened here, it was funded by this guy. Can you see that? So what we're expecting now is for price to fall into this guy. When price falls into this guy, we will now do what? We'll now go to H4. We'll now go to H4. H4 should give us what? Should give us an alignment. The moment H4 gives us an alignment like this, we are now free to buy from here all the way till this draw on liquidity. Are we together? So you see the way we take our time to build it up. All the trades that we have taken here, there was a build up to it. There was a story behind it. We don't just come and click buy. That Euro USD that I told you that I traded, I've talked about it before. Since yesterday or day before yesterday, that price touched that my sell region, in a way that I don't like. So that means the buyers still showed intent. Okay. And then when I now had the fully bullish engulfing candle, that's when I now joined the buy. Are you seeing that I did not just, wake up in the midnight and see it buy and buy? No, there was something that made me to do it. So, and I've been waiting for it. So when it happens like that, I'm free to join. Can you see what I'm trying to say? So that is the reason. So now we have our story. We have built up our story for Euro NZD. So we want the price to drop into this guy. See, look at it on the line chart. Can you see? This was a high that price broke. So price should do was come back to retest the high before, the high line before going. So that's why we are here. That's why we are here waiting, and then want to see how this guy plays out. Okay. So what's the last thing? Okay, I've done Euro USD. I've done GBP CAD. What do we have for GJ? GJ is messy. GJ is messy, but let me show you what I'm looking at for GJ. So upon mitigation of this, see, we started from here. on GJ. So we should buy up to this high, right? Up to this high. Good. So this was the last place that GJ, interacted with. So when we touched this place, what happened? Can you see that price went on to break structure again to the upside here? Price went on to break structure. So price swept here and then broke structure. And all of this happened when price mitigated this expansion here. So it's it's the same thing over and over again. I know it may get tiring to hear, but that's how we should do. That's how we should do it, right? So now what happened? So let me draw the expansion lines. Give me a moment. Here, right? And this was the sweep. This was the sweep, right? Okay. So let's go to H4 now. So what do we see? I'm seeing that price is still trying to do another expansion. It's very visible on the daily time frame. Can you see that when we took this place, price still did a new breakout structure here. But the problem is that that place is currently very messy on the H4. That's why I'm not doing anything yet. But if I get a new something like this happens with fair value gap here, then you see that we are still going to buy. Why are we still looking to buy? Because we still have a target up here to run to. Can you see? We still have a target up here to run to. So when there is a drawn liquidity or a target or whatever thing you like to call it, every expansion in that direction is a reason, is a cue to join in the trade. So if I have my DOL here, that means every 4 hours expansion like this, I'm supposed to trade it. I'm supposed to join it. I'm supposed to join it until I get to that place. It is when I get there, I know that my job is done, that this story has finished. I'll now wait for the new story to form. So that is how the trade goes. All the JPY pairs have obeyed this of recent. If you check Euro JPY, CAD JPY, you see that something. Okay, let me just show you. Let me show you very quickly. You see that when the story started from here. There was a story that started from here. This thing will not stop until it gets to this place. Are we together? It will not stop until we get to this place. So your job now is to look for expansions that you can join in. So there was something here. There was something here. I don't think price mitigated it. There was another one here. This was, see, are you seeing this buy that happened here? This buy happened from here up till let me show you. Let me draw the line. Let it show. This was an expansion. Can you see? This expansion had what? Had fair value gap, had everything. So definitely the buy will kick up from here till this guy. So it will not stop. There was another expansion that happened here. And you can see the way, look at it. You see, this was the expansion. See the way price mitigated it and then still went up till it. So that's a trick. That's like a cheat code. If you have drawn liquidity, a solid drawn liquidity, every expansion to that direction is a way to join in for the trade. That's how you click continuation. Is that okay? So we're on CHF JPY, right? Is it? Okay, no, GJ. So GJ now, this place is very messy. So what GJ can do for me to join in is that it will give me a new break, and then I will play along. Just like what happened with EU that I took this morning. Are you seeing what I'm trying to say? It's the same thing over and over and over again. Okay. So USD CAD. Okay, I think this is the last thing I have to talk about, right? Okay, USD CAD and then USD CHF. Then we're done.
Please check Euro JPY.
I just checked it. There's nothing there. We just reached the drawn liquidity, so we need to.
Do we want to trade all the pairs?
We have to wait for something to happen before you enter. Okay. So this guy too, USD CAD. What happened here? Let me see. What was my reason? Okay. So upon taking this place, you can see that we had a body closure above this high. Daily now went on to do what? Daily now went on to give us an expansion. So if you check the line chart, you are going to see that there was an expansion here. Can you see? It was there. So what we can expect for this guy is that even after the expansion, we still have a very nice fair value gap that is lying down here. So I want USD CAD to drop. When it drops into this guy, then we can now start looking for buys all the way till this point. Are we together? So the same thing over and over again. Can you see? So I have this fair value gap. I can also draw out this. What's it called? This other block down here. So I just want a more discount price, a cheaper price Okay, when I just get a cheaper price to buy, I can now buy from here till this guy. Okay, so just be patient, be patient. You see, when this thing drops now, we'll still do expansion, we'll still do 1 hour entry, and that will be the same thing we have been doing for the past how long? So it's just the same. So you see, we have a working strategy, a good approach. All you have to do is hone in on it and follow through until you are able to pull out money from the market. Okay, so this is the last one. This is the last one. I want to show you something on this trade. Very, very key. I think this trade made somebody ask me a question, if I'm not mistaken. I want to show you. I want to explain it again. This was a low. Now, what did I say? I said that when these major lows are taken with body like this, what should we do? We should continue, right? We should continue from the most recent expansions, like this guy here or this one. So you see that we tried to sell from here, valid. We also tried to sell from here, valid. But what happened? We did not sell. Normally, we should sell back to this place, but we did not sell to this place. Rather, what the price do? Price came and took this high instead. So what does this mean? It means that whatever sell was trying to happen there has been invalidated. Because instead of price, after we had something like this, instead of price coming from here to sell to DOL, what did it rather do? It came, started selling, and then it did this. So are you not seeing that there's a change of character? Are you seeing that there's a change of character here because the cells are no longer working? Instead, price did what? Price bought. So what I'm seeing, all this thing that is happening now looks like retracement for me. Are we together? Everything here looks like this sell-off looks like retracement so that we can continue the buy. Can you see what I'm trying to show you now? So this guy now, where we are currently, this area is looking like a place that price can come to buy from. But definitely all these lows are still looking very, very, interesting for us. In the case of liquidity, you know how price likes to strip liquidity now. It will always come for this one before it starts the move. So all of that is happening here and here. That's why I'll not be in a hurry to buy from there. But if I see a reason to buy from there, I'll buy. But what I spotted here also is a key level. Can you see something? That price was here. It was also here. It was also here. It kept playing with that place. Then finally, finally broke that zone, leaving behind what? An imbalance or a fair value gap. So now that price has come back into this zone, I'm very much interested in buying. So anything, in fact, if I draw my fibs, if I should draw my fib from this swing to this point, you can see that it's aligning with the 50%. So anything from this region that we are, I'll start looking for a buy opportunity. Are we together? I'll start looking for a buy opportunity from that region. So I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. It just started. So it's a long trade, it's a long ride. So you have to wait for the structure to align on the H4, on the H1. Okay. So when it aligns, you now do what? You now play along. Okay. So that's that for today on currency. So just keep your devices close so that when we call something, you can join in. Okay, and be on the lookout. And we keep catching our pips as usual. Keep catching our pips as usual. So you see now that this synthetic is being very slow. It's being very slow for us. There's something that we are still catching something for currencies, is it not? This Vol20 has been ranging for a very long time. It's very, very, it's very tiring, right? But we have to be patient. It has been ranging for a long time. The reentry that I called for the synthetic people, the reentry that I called is valid, but it has been going in and out of drawdown. So it's just trying to test our patience and our resolve. So all you have to do is to leave it alone. Leave it alone. Let us see if we can go up. At the end of the day, if it takes the SL, no problem. That's fine. It's part of the game. But we're still expecting a push. Why? Because Vol20 has been very, very bullish. So if we can get a nice push from there, I'll be very much interested in the continuation. But for now, the buy, this is the one I entered. This is the one I called for us here. So let us see how this one goes. So you see, every other synthetic is just trying to, of course, the ones that I analyze, because the other ones that I don't analyze because I cannot analyze everything now. So everything is still trying to, come back into my zones. That's why I'm very patient, following it up little by little. My 60 seem to have run away without me, but there's nothing I can do about it. We have been waiting for this trade for a long time, Unfortunately, he came and did this, but it's part of the game. Some you win, some you lose, some you miss. So that's it. That's just the undiluted truth about trading. Okay. So if I have anything, best believe I'm going to put it out for you. Or for heads, my flip X2 is trying to come back into my expansion. So I expect something to, when it drops into this guy, I will expect something to happen. And then probably we can catch some points here too. Flip 3. Flip 3 is breaking that structure that we're looking out for. You see, as at yesterday, we're still somewhere here. We did not break here yet. So flip 3 has broken. So it's indicating, I not say you should buy yet, but it's indicating a buy. So, it's been very, very, should I say oversold? Okay, it's been seriously oversold. And then we have like a QMR build up here. Let me show you a sweep of structure, and all of this is like liquidity. Okay, all this is like liquidity. So if I am to, let me see, can I draw something? Yes. So if I'm to draw from here to here, this is nice. What are you seeing here? Can you see something here? For people that are very quick, they would have spotted that the weekly is sweeping. I'm just seeing this now. Wow. The weekly. Are you seeing that I want to buy? Then I'm now seeing this inside my buy region. Now I am interested. Okay. If I was just selling and then I go and see, if I was maybe somewhere in this place where we are still selling, and then I go and see previous day low sweep or previous week's low sweep to buy, I will not take that trade. But now you see that we have what? We have a sweep, a break, inducements, and now coming back into this demand, this area of interest, I'm now seeing previous week's low sweep. So now I'm interested. And now what is daily doing? Can you see that daily now has expanded? Are you seeing the way we do it, how we build it up? I see how we frame the buyers. Can you see? So what are we expecting now? We're expecting price to trade into this place, and then H4 should give us our confirmation for trades. Are we together? So that's that. That's how we do it. It's very simple. So I want price now to maybe after today, it should trade back into this place. And then on the 4 hours, stroke 1 hour, it will now give us this. And then we can start our bull run for F3. Okay. So that is it. That's just a simple way we go about it. And this one is sweeping the low. Let me see. Since I'm trying to buy to this place, let me see what this is indicating. Let me see H4. Okay, H4 is giving us a fully bullish engulfing. That's interesting. Let me see H1. Okay, this guy is looking good though. So what we're going to do now, this one is still in motion. I think we still have about 3 hours left, right? For this candle to close. So when this candle closes, H1 might have given you a fair value gap, right? So this is an interesting place for, let me just draw the whole order block. This is an interesting place for continuation for flip 4. We're trying to buy it. So this is an interesting place for price to drop into. And then if you like to go to lower time frame, because the truth is, in our 1 hour entries, people can still go to 15 minutes to look for entries. It's just that I'm not really, big on that, but you can do it. Okay. So I like what's happening on flip 4. I'm very much interested. I'll be following it up to see how to join in the trade. So that's what I'm looking at now. And then lastly, 5, 5, 5, 5 is see, there's nothing. How do you even trade this? What are you supposed to do in this guy? What are you supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do here? See the way it's been up and down, okay? And I don't like to call out zones impulsively for us, because if you are calling out something, it should be very intentional. It should be a very intentional zone that price can actually hold, okay? So this is something I just spotted. Let me see. All this thing is just retracement. The way it's moving is just very choppy, like a choppy retracement back to the supply. So this is the last point that price has interacted with. So we want to see how 1 hour 30 minutes can give us a reason to join. So the synthetics have been very, have been slow for now. So what we are just doing is we just have to wait. I just have to wait for it to clear out, and then of course, when it comes, it will come. So all you have to do is position yourself to join in. Okay, so that's that for today. That's that for today. So let's see how we can continue catching our peeps. I greet you, Taufik, Bridget, Ogale, Mr. Henry, Kehinde, Matthias, Mercy, Oluti, Paulinus, Phillips, and Sam Yisao. It was a nice time with us today. So we will continue same time tomorrow. So see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.